Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Council of Ministers decides to expand the data of the eligible citizens categories for fuel price support systems to 950 Omani Riyals monthly. The State Council Office discusses the proposal of amendment on the Economic Development Law. Sultanate and Qatar signed an agreement to develop an agreement terminal at Sohar Port. And with the advent of the blessed Eid al-Fitr, the Sultanate's markets witness an active purchase movement. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us live from this news center. Here we present to you the details of this news bulletin. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cabal of congratulations to His Excellency President Vladimir Putin of the Russian Federation on the Sovereignty Declaration Day. His Majesty the Sultan has sent a cabal of greetings to His Excellency President Rodrigo Duterte of Philippines on his country's independence anniversary. In continuation of the march of welfare witnessed by the Sultanate under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the Council of Ministers in its yesterday's session reached a decision stipulating to expand the data of the eligible citizens categories for fuel price support system from 600 Omani Riyals to 950 Riyals monthly. The Council tasked the following up committee of oil price changes to take necessary arrangements to implement this decision starting from the 1st of August 2018 and keeping up applicable controls which were announced earlier in this regard. The Council affirmed the keenness to enhance all aspects that serve the public interest. The State Council Office today discussed the proposal submitted by the Economic Committee on the amendment of the Economic Development Law. The meeting reviewed the proposal aimed at reviewing the general provisions of the Economic Development Law, the requirements for its upgrading in line with the changes in the structure of the national economy, in addition to the legal review and the specific terms of reference underlying the overlaps with subsequent relevant laws, focusing on everything that is related to the planning, implementation and follow-up of development projects and other stages of the law. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Mandari, Chairman of the State Council. Shura Council Office in its 8th meeting this year discussed establishing accomplishments, speed measures center and quality assurance in the government units. The center will be affiliated to the Council of Ministers. The meeting included reports of Youth and Human Resources Committee on the work mechanisms to study projects of accomplishment speed measures or T-Speed Measures Center. The office also welcomed Council of Ministers interested to organize discussions sessions entitled Water Security in the Sultanate, Challenges and Alternatives. It's as well discussed report of Education and Scientific Research Committee on curricular chains of sciences and mathematics. The office also discussed a number of ministerial responses and messages of permanent committees. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal al-Mauli, Chairman of the Shura Council. Marking a milestone in the creation of the vibrant new hub, which will bring benefits to the Sultanate, Asyad Group subsidiary Marafi and the Qatar-based company Dolphin Integrated today signed as shareholders agreement to develop an agreement terminal at Sohar Port. The proposed terminal with a loading capacity of approximately 8 million tons per year will enable large volume exports of gabbro, coarse grained rock used in asphalt and other minerals. The project will be developed in its 2 phases. The hybrid phase, which will facilitate aggregate exports by the end of 2018 and with a capacity of 8 million metric tons per annum, followed by the permanent phase equipped with state-of-the-art stacker reclaimer system conveyor and semi-automated ship loaders to be commissioned in 2020. The capacity will be increased after the completion of the permanent phase to 12 million metric tons per annum. The approval to establish Innovation and Technology Transfer Center in Sultan Qaboos University in order to support academics and students in the educational fields related to innovation and entrepreneurship were the main outcomes of the meeting of Sultan Qaboos University Council. The meeting also discussed a proposal to enhance the interaction between university and society in the cultural and specialization fields in cooperations with cultural establishments in the Sultanate. The Council approved restructuring university requirements of study curricula starting from the upcoming academic year in order to keep pace with modern social and cultural variables. The meeting was presided over by Her Excellency Rawiya bin Saud Al Busaidiya, Minister of Higher Education. The Board of Directors of the Civil Service Employees Pensions Fund in its second meeting of the year reviewed conducting some amendments on the fund governance Mithaq and its indices performance. It also discussed a number of topics, namely approving the non-audited last year financial list of the fund and following up the situation of the fund ongoing project. It was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Omar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service and Chairman of the Board of Directors. The Omani Paralympic Committee signed an agreement with Towel Group to sponsor the football program Shkoor for the blind. The agreement stipulates to work together in organizing the local competitions and facilitating the international participation, in addition to organize workshops supervised by the international expertise to rehabilitate Omani cadres in the training, referee and classifying. It also seeks to provide the training environment to improve the technical and skills level of the athletes in preparations to form the Sultanate's team. The Sultanate came at the first place in the Gulf region and third in the Middle East in approving this kind of sport. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our bulletin, Wadi Darbat is one of the most stunning touristic destinations in the Governorate of Dhofar. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Public Authority for Radio and Television organized a workshop to evaluate the media coverage of the tropical weather condition in Qatar. It tackled the evaluation of performance of the power sectors before, through, and after the condition witnessed by the Sultanate recently. It discussed a number of aspects, namely the initial preparations before the start of the tropical condition, distributions of human and technical crews in various sites of the state, civil and military sectors concerned, of emergency cases in various wilayas of the governorates of Dhofar and Al-Wusta. It also dealt with highlighting the media efforts conducted by the authority to deliver the true and precise information professionally to citizens and expatriates, besides discussing human material and technical needs to achieve the best methods to deal with the tropical and emergency conditions. Within the continuous efforts and assistance conducted by the Ministry of Defense and Sultan's Armed Forces to the rest of the state sectors for the tropical cyclone aftermath, patients were brought back this morning to Sultan Qaboos Hospital in Salalah after they were evacuated on board of Royal Air Force jets before the weather condition to receive medical treatment and care in hospitals of the Governorate of Muscat and the neighboring governorates. Within the efforts by the government and local bodies to return the situation back to normal, a number of trees were replanted in the governorate of the Far after being affected by the tropical condition. The citizens expressed the cyclone Mikono affected the environment and brought down trees and crop. An official from the Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs stressed that great efforts are being exerted to return the situation back to normal in the Wilaya of Rekhiout and the governorate. Within the framework of the private sector role in the field of social responsibility and serving the community, Bank Muscat supported Fak al-Kurba initiatives to secure release of citizens and residents serving prisons sentenced for failure to clear financial debt. Bank Muscat freed 190 citizens currently serving prison terms or have arrest warrants issued against them. The Fak al-Kurba initiative was launched in 2012 by the Lawyers Association in coordination with the Ministry of Social Development and the Administrative Affairs Council for the Judiciary. Fak al-Kurba is a voluntary association of lawyers committed to making a difference in the lives of people facing insolvency charges. With the advent of the blessed Eid al-Fitr Haftas or Eid markets started in all wilayas of the southern Tuba Eid requirements during the last 10 days of the holy month of Ramadan. In the governorate of North Sharqi, Eid Hafta was organized in the wilaya of Mudaibi. Roads were crowded with cars and shops with buyers in preparations for the blessed Eid al-Fitr. Clothes, shoes, gifts, toys and other accessories were among items bought in the Hafta. Banana leaves, which are used to prepare the Omani local dish shiwa during Eid, were also available amongst fruits and vegetables. The conclusion ceremony of sports and cultural activities was held at Al Amal Club in the Wilaya of Boucher in the governorate of Muscat. The activities were organized by the Security and Safety Services institutions for the second consecutive year. The event included a number of sports competitions like football, volleyball, tennis, table chess and other cultural activities. The ceremony was held under the patronage of His Excellency Nasser bin Sulaiman Sibani, Deputy Chairman of Public Authority for Radio and Television. Wadi Darbat is one of the most important natural touristic sites in the governorate of the Far. The Kharif season adds more beauty to its attraction. To visit the Wadi or valley, visitors will need to take a left turn after the Wilaya of Taqa on the main road leading to the Wilaya of Mirbat and then go ahead on a number of mountains road where a green covering envelope the whole area. The valley is so beautiful that tourists make it a point not to miss the site during their visit. A long lake fills the Wadi. Tourists spend many hours around the place where they enjoy riding boats and the nature. The blessed month of Ramadan is towards its conclusion for this year. Muslims at this time tend to exert their efforts to fulfill religious purposes. More details in the following report. The month of Ramadan is the blessed month of fasting in which Quran was revealed. During this blessed month, Muslims around the world fast from dawn to sunset. And to make this momentous occasion the best, Muslims are devoting themselves in reading Quran, among other good things required to be practiced.
The spirit of Ramadan makes us doing the best for humanity.
I'm Munir and I really enjoy fasting.
The spiritual doctors of the heart are in agreement that fasting softens the heart, making it more receptive and humble to the recitation of the Quran. Perhaps this is the wisdom that links together fasting and night prayer, the two most distinctive acts of worship in this month.
Ramadan makes us feeling good. We obey the commands of Allah. We do istighfar, praying, reading Quran, sadaqah, and we feel about poor people who don't have food.
Ramadan brings us together, but not only with my brother, with all the people of the world.
The month of Ramadan, in which the Quran was revealed as a guidance for mankind, clear proofs giving guidance and the criterion for distinguishing between right and wrong.
The main purpose of fasting Ramadan is to obey the commands of Allah and also to endure those who live without food for a couple of days. And it has many health benefits. One of them is to flush out all the toxins that have been accumulating with incorrect eating habits. And this is a time for us to really revise our eating habits again. And to also consume foods that are within the health range, like for example eating more fruits and vegetables, eating more fiber, and reducing the amount of saturated fat and refined carbohydrates.
Ramadan have effectively impacted our attitudes, our relationship, our bodies, our hearts, our minds, and our souls. May the spirit of Ramadan remain. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat. Indeed, may the spirit of Ramadan remain here. And now the times for tomorrow of Ramadan. Fajr prayers at 3:52 a.m. and Maghrib prayers at 6:59 p.m. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman Television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Council of Ministers decides to expand the data of the eligible citizens categories for fuel price support systems to 950 Omani Riyals monthly. The State Council Office discusses the proposal of amendment on the Economic Development Law. Sultanate and Qatar signed an agreement to develop an aggregate terminal at Sohar Port. And with the advent of the blessed Eid al-Fitr, the Sultanate's markets witness an active purchase movement. With that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. From the entire news team and myself, we do thank you for joining us. Wish you a pleasant evening and Ramadan Mubarak.